Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ronnie Cole with RonColeHomes.com. Coming to you today, bringing your local real estate market news, tips, and updates. So, the tips that I'm going to do for you guys today, this is going to be aimed and more so directed towards my sellers out there. So, we're in March of 2017 and we're moving into our spring market. Before you know it, you'll probably see a lot more homes on the market for sale because it's simply warming up outside, which we've had a pretty mild winter, but I digress. So, pretty much, I'm going to give you 8 things that you should know before your home sells and to better help you sell your home. So, we'll start off. Tip number 1, research your local housing market. Now, this is important because you want to know what properties have sold recently. And I would probably say within the past 90 days, if you can get that information. Properties that are currently on the market now, and properties that may have been on the market and what we call in the real estate industry, either withdrawn or expires properties. If you can find out that information, that'll help you be very knowledgeable as well when looking at those comps. I know a lot of you watch a lot of TV shows. Comps are properties that are very similar to yours, meaning they have the same number of bedrooms, the same number of bathrooms, similar in size as far as square footage, and they were built around the same time. You don't compare your property, which was built in 1950, to a property that was built in 2016. Just doesn't work that way. Tip number 2, set a reasonable asking price. You don't want to go in and let your emotions take charge. I know you've been in this house for 10, 15, maybe even 30 years in some cases, but you want to set your property at market price so that you can get the optimum amount of buyers. And again, you find an optimal market price by looking at your past comps, past sales, or even past pendings that are in right now. And if you're in a seller's market, you may be able to go maybe 5% above what the market price will be. But if you're in a buyer's market, which means there are a ton of houses on the market and houses are selling a little bit slowly, then you may want to go 5% below the market price. That way you can get more eyes and get more attention on your property. Tip number 3, you want to interview professionals and find out more about them for their services. And this just goes for your real estate agents that you may hire. You want to interview maybe 2 to 3. This goes for the people who you may get to paint your home. You want to know who's painting. You want to know who's going to be your closing attorneys. You want to know who's going to be your handyman that may need to fix, some wood or a banister, railings, anything like that you may come up. You need to interview all these different professionals, even your accountant, who will help you kind of figure out some tax information as well. Number 4, improve your home curb appeal. So you don't want to put your property on the market and then have the grass be 2 feet tall. No. When you put your property on the market, you want to make sure your grass is cut, lawn is well manicured. You want to make sure your front porch is clean, swept off, looking great. If you can, some people go ahead, they may paint their homes. They may paint the trim. I did a short video a while ago, and you can go back on my YouTube page where I talked about a couple of different renovation tips or some tips you can do to update your home that won't break the bank. Outside of that, moving on, number 5, get rid of clutter. What do I mean by get rid of clutter? Well, when you are selling your home, when a customer or a client potentially walks into your property, they're looking at it from their eyes. They don't need to see all of your pictures of your grandbabies and the pictures of family reunion and the little knickknacks and trinkets that you bought from your visits all over the world. I know you love those, and those are for you. But remember, you're trying to sell your home. So if you want someone to buy it, they have to be able to go in and focus and look at the home in terms of, this is my home. They have to imagine their furniture in the home. Number 6, get as much exposure as you possibly can for your property. And by that I mean social media engines, posting on Pinterest, Facebook. Some people use Twitter. Just depends on your style. Nowadays, you have a lot of people who are using Instagram or Snapchat for advertising, and you'd be surprised how far this is going as far as with those. On top of your social media engines, you definitely want to use your Zillows, Truyas, Realtor.com. Now, if you don't, many people don't know this, but Zillow actually owns Trulia.com. So, a lot of these companies own each other. You just don't know it. Number 7, estimate the potential profit and loss on the sale of your home. And I say that because you have to get your net sheet, and net sheet is basically, okay, this is what I'm going to take home at the end of the day. So if I'm selling my house for $100,000, a buyer's going to pay me $100,000, then what am I subtracting out of that? I'm subtracting out the realtor's commission. I'm subtracting out the fees that are paid at the closing. I'm subtracting out title charges, government recording charges, transfer fees. I'm taking out if I owe on the mortgage of the property. I'm taking out, if I had to prepare, if I had to paint to get my home ready, I may want to take that out of the cost, so I can have a true number to know either whether I'm profiting or whether I may be losing a little bit on the sale of my home. So definitely very key. Lastly, number 8, understand your current tax laws. This is very important because you want to know that you actually can get a break when you sell your home. And you don't pay a capital gains tax. Most people don't notice, but when you get huge sums of money like that, most of the time you have to pay a capital gains tax on those. Well, if you're a single person and you've been in a home for at least 2 years, you have a capital gains tax exclusion up to $250. If you're married, filing together, your capital gains exclusion is up to $500,000. So I will make this statement: I am not a tax accountant. I am not I don't practice any type of tax law, or I'm not a financial advisor. But this is just some information that you can look up yourself as far as like on Google and try to find out this information. So I hope this was good information for you that you were able to take and use and better get yourself ready for this spring market. If there's anything more that I can do, if you have any questions for me, feel free to give me a call. My number is 404-960-5221. Again, my name is Ronnie Cole. With roncolehomes.com. All of my contact information is on my website. So I look forward to speaking with you, and I hope you guys are able to reach your real estate goals. Have a great day.